What's going on, my peeps? Let's come with the late night vibes now. So, excuse me if my voice sounds a little different. My allergies are like up at the highest of all highest. But let's tap in. What are the do's and don'ts of visiting a spiritual advisor? Please be advised that going to multiple advisors will get you spiritually misaligned and misguided. So be careful out there. But here we go. So, number one, don't take a spiritual bath before meeting the advisor. This will not make the reading any better because the reading will not be clear, it will not be precise, it may not even embody your energy depending on what type of spiritual bath you take beforehand. All right, so they won't be able to read your current energy super well, and you don't want that, right? I'm not advising you to go there and not take a shower at all. I'm just saying, don't go there trying to, act like you're gotta be in like your boss mode. You gotta go there because you want a solution to your issue. So, also, don't go there after ball practice if you're sweating buckets and smelling like, you just practice out. Go there like you would go to the grocery store. All right? Half decent. At least some of y'all. So, number 2, take a spiritual bath after meeting the spiritual advisor you're going to. So, when I say spiritual advisor, I mean anything from a root worker to a magician to a Santeria root worker. I don't know why in this reading I'm getting Istanbul. So you could be going to a shaman, you could be going to a witch, you could be going to a obia worker, root worker. I already said that. Santeria. The list goes on and on and on. All right. There's no limitation to me saying spiritual advisor. All right, so the best time for you to take, we're still on number 2. The best time for you to take a spiritual bath would be afterwards. Sometimes there's some people, as soon as you meet them, they're giving you something, but that would be kind of skeptic, right? Like, when did they have time to prep you something already without even getting to know you? Spooky. So right after you meet them, right? Go home, take an Epsom salt bath, a salt bath, like rock salt bath, not like those little pretty salts. Pink Himalayan is good, or sea salt that you kind of have to boil out, okay? Even taking a river bath if you can't do that, a beach bath if you can't do certain things, or a clearance bath that's already been prepared by somebody or that you bought. And you can also just do a fresh tea bath, boil some water with some bay leaves. Number 3, do not open your wallet, especially in the same, okay, in the same like sitting. You meet them and then you're opening your wallet. What are you doing? Unless you need to pull out a photo, and even that, put the photo in an envelope or something. When you set up your appointment, they'll give you an amount. So bring the exact amount, no more, no less. If it's 50, bring 50. If it's 103.37 bring 103.37. No wallet, it's not necessary. Number 4, no friends, no family, especially in the same room where you're going to be receiving the information. If you do bring someone with you, let's say they're dropping you off or they're just your homie, it's cool, right? All right. Sorry, I just got a notification. So make sure that they stay outside of the room. All right. Make sure they stay outside of the house, the building, or wherever you're meeting. Spirits don't like this very much. Doesn't matter if they're good, bad, evil, in between. Spirits on a collective don't like this, right? The information is just for you, not for everybody else. What are we on? Here we go. Number 5, look forward to see who and what the spiritual advisor worships, such as goat heads, skulls, deities, flowers, fruits, candles, Bibles, other holy texts, tools, drapings, there's signals, symbols, anything that's around the atmosphere. Number 6, don't take any photos. Don't take any pictures unless the advisor like says, hey, I want you to go get this product. Take a picture of the name. All right. So depending on the advisor, they might tell you what you're supposed to take a picture of from what you're not. That's fine, but don't you free willingly go in there like it's a tourist site, okay? I'm also getting told to tell you like pay attention to the time frame, but we'll get to that in a second. What color is the spiritual advisor wearing? On the actual day that you go to see the spiritual advisor, what color are they wearing? Not if you met them the day before on the roadside and you met them through a friend and they were wearing some very beautiful, nice, I don't know, dress down, whatever. Okay, on the actual day you're meeting them, you want to check them. You want to see like, okay, what are their head covering colors? Are they wearing rings? What color kind of rings? What kind of stone is that? Right? On their feet, on their hands. What are their physical attributes, as well as will you be able to read whether they work with darkness or they work with light? And what is the power behind the energy and where is it coming from? So you're going to be able to notice this by the actual colors they're embodying, right? What type of chakra colors are they embodying? And that you can easily Google. All right. Number 8, what tools do they use? Do they use cigarettes, cups, crystal balls, candles, symbols, seagulls, nails, swords, dirt, coconut, bones, plants, rocks, shells, seashells, water, silver, pots, belts, live animals, water animals, incense, candy, treats, etc. I'm even getting meat, okay? Number 9, pay attention to their heritage. The heritage behind the spiritual reader, spiritual advisor, spiritual person, whoever you're going to, is important. And it matters. Are they Celtic? Are they demonic? Are they Poco? Are they African? Are they Hoodoo, Voodoo, Voodoo, Santeria, Haitian, Revival, Catholic, Muslim, etc.? This will be a reflection of you, and you don't want to be picking up entities that don't align with you. If you're not African and you go to an African spiritualist, be careful. If you're not Indian and you go to an Indian spiritualist, be careful. All these things contribute to you now becoming either culturally mixed up with another nationality, religion, or race or culture, and then not being able to control or understand what you're working with and the entities that you're supporting. Sometimes the advisor will tell you who and what they culturally support. And this is important, and this is where you should be paying attention and not, thinking about all the other things that you're thinking about while you're sitting there nervous about what you're about to do. Number 10, when they ask you, do you have any questions? Never say, no, I'm okay, or no, I'm good, or no, no, don't do that, okay? Say something like, it's a lot for me to take in. Can you give me a few minutes and then I'll ask? I'm pretty sure 99% of the time, if that's the case, you will have a question within a few minutes, or you'll even have several. Okay? When a timeline is given or shared by the spiritual advisor, say, hey, come back in a week, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 years, whatever. 3 years is kind of stretching, but you need to abide by the time frame. It's very important because maybe this particular advisor works on a certain cycle. They may work every, like some spiritual advisors could say they only do love work on Fridays. They only do protection work on Mondays. Depending on the gods and the deities and whoever they're calling on, this is what they do. Or they might say, hey, normally when I do work, it lasts up to 6 months. Normally, when I give somebody something, they don't need another one until another year from now or 2 years from now. So therefore, you now know that's the time frame you're working with. All right, number 11. Ask what dietary changes are needed for the work you will be going to engage in. Some will strongly advise and recommend you not to do this, eat that, da 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 da. And if they don't, that's kind of wary. I'd be concerned, okay? But you also have to remember, like, people are going to work different ways, right? Other people are going to work different ways. You might go to one advisor and they might give you 1,001 headaches and stomach issues. You might feel nauseous. You might feel sick, depending on also what you're doing and the type of work that you're doing. You could have a lot of slips and falls. You can have a lot of gains, body changes, money improvement. The person that you're looking to, like, let's say you went and you tried to fix your boss and now your boss is super nice. Don't be like calling down your spiritual advisor saying, hey, guess what? Whatever you did worked. And, I need to tell you every 5 minutes about what they're doing. They don't care. They're your spiritual advisor and they are not your friend. You pay them for a service and that's it. If over time you develop a relationship with your spiritual advisor and you've gained a soul friend, that's amazing. Enjoy that journey. They might teach you more than you pay for. But it is very important for you to now know if your diet has to change in order, not only just because they advise you to see if the work is going to actually work and take effect, as well as that can also be a sensitive time for you to even get sound judgment and use discernment and your intuition, ding, 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 to find out if the work is working for yourself. Number 12, what are the long-term consequences of you doing this type of work? For example, you go after a married man and you do all this spiritual work to get this married man. Because you're breaking a covenant that this married man is probably happy in, regardless of what you may think, he could lose his life. You could lose yours. You could end up broke. He could treat you bad. He can cheat on you all the time. Your children or his children could get extremely sick. You could become a barren person if you didn't have kids for him before. And you could also get him, this married man, and then he's never home. So be mindful of the long-term consequences of you doing the work that you're doing. Number 13, don't tell anyone you're doing the work. I'll give you an example. Let's say I have a boyfriend, and I tell my boyfriend, hey, baby, I did a good luck spell on you. All of a sudden now, my boyfriend turns into, I was about to say my butter. My butter boyfriend turns into a goddamn idiot because I sweetened him up with some butter and now he thinks and believes, oh, my girl's got me, so I'm good. He decides he's going to get up and go rob a bank because he thinks he can just be Houdini today because his girl's got him. Now, let's say you tell your baby moms or your baby dad, oh, I did Obi on you or I did voodoo on you and I'm about to, you know what I mean, mess you up. Like, I'm gonna do a whole bunch of root work on your ass and put you in the dirt. Let's just say something like that. When you do that, and now that person, your baby moms or your baby dads, turns around and says, I'm going to now go to a spiritual advisor, they're gonna go to the spiritual advisor trying to take off things that didn't even take effect. You could have gone and paid for a service and it didn't actually happen. You could have gone and paid for a service and it didn't even hit your baby father or your baby mother. So then you have your baby father or baby mother going to take off spiritual, quote unquote, what they believe are attacks that you threaten them with. And they end up losing more. And then eventually that hits you back because they lost because of the things that you said. So don't be telling anybody that you're doing this work. Next, for the ladies, try your best not to tie no man using no food. Just learn to make some nice pancakes and put a little bit of honey on it and call it a day, okay? For the men, don't take anyone's life over a little chica. I'm going to call her a little chica, okay? Or someone who you know what I mean, lick the top real nice, and you just like, I'm gonna need to take this man's life because he's taking my woman, and that's mine, and that's my possession. Don't be doing that, because whatever you decide to do spiritually, you will get shots back on your bloodline for generations to come. And Holy Spirit told me to tell you, like, this is for real, no joke on that. The last and most important thing for me to tell you, this is not a do or don't. This is just words of wisdom. And this is what I can tell you. After you've gone to the spiritual advisor once or twice or any time, and you got to a certain understanding about what you're about to do, how did they make you feel? How do you currently feel? Are you confused, bewildered, happy, excited, strong, confident, hopeful, God-fearing, feeling kind of light, feeling kind of heavy? Are you disgusted? Are you annoyed? Are you safe? This is the determining success of the work that you're going to pay for or have completed by an advisor. And you have to know who is for you and who is against you. My little simple disclaimer is this. Let's say you overlook all that I just shared with you based off of my lived experience. You do all of that work. You give even your blood and you leave your shoes behind like a dodo head. And you later come to the result of, shit, I ain't getting nothing. I ain't see no results. Just mere holes in my pocket and spiritual discomfort. Thank you, Holy Spirit. That is your red flag. And when you see that red flag, I suggest you change your number and run. We out.